First time I heard about OSSM, you guys came to a high school symposium at my middle school, John Rex, and so I went to your guys' table whilst I was there, and I saw like the flyer and read about the courses. It seemed really interesting, so it was kind of in the back of my head at that point. And then over the course of the 2 years I was at Santa Fe South, I came to, I think, 5 sneak peeks. I was so overzealous about the school in general. I think I just wanted to see if I didn't want to miss anything.
Age 3, Kavion definitely started standing out and just really showing his personality and showing how interested he was in just the things that I was doing. I was in college at that time, and he had to come to my classes sometime because daycare shut down or whatever may have happened. So watching him really just dive into books at that age and wanting to learn. So I've always given him stuff to do. If I was working on homework or assignments, he was right next to me doing the same thing.
Basically, my mom drove by OSSM and she looks it up and she's like, oh wow, Oklahoma has a boarding school. So she goes home and she tells me after I get out of school, and she's like, oh, if you want to go to the school, you should look it up. It seems like a really good school, you know? And I mean, we've always been on the search for good schools. And so then I looked it up and I come in her room 30 minutes later, I'm like, I don't see why not. And I started the application process.
I knew that he was destined for greatness. I knew that he was destined to move on and continue to learn and grow, and I knew this was going to be the place for him.
Even though I started off getting lower grades than I expected, I definitely felt like I had a support system. I mean, there was support everywhere. My peers, my professors, even the admissions department, like people that helped admit me, they were cheering me on. The counselors, they were cheering me on. I had a village.
You still have to have life skills, and I will say that y'all have provided a lot of that as well. Because you can't just have the book smarts, you have to have the life skills as well. You have to be able to socialize. So I'm more confident, he's a lot more outspoken. He's made a ton of friends, which for me, it was comforting to see that. That made things a lot easier.
Challenges, they really do feel me to be great. I feel like I have to be the first doctor in my family, and I want to be the first doctor in my family. I feel like a lot of people are relying on me. They're all counting on me, and so I think that kind of keeps me going, you know?
I remember him coming to me and he literally was like, Mom, I have a list of books that is in the Amazon cart. And I was like, a list of books? And I said, is this the Christmas list? And he goes, yes.
When I was younger, I'd often ask for math textbooks and computer science textbooks for Christmas and for my birthdays as well. So I got a lot of those when I was much younger.
And I just started laughing because I was like, are you sure you just want books for Christmas and your birthday? And he was like, yes. And so I decided to share it with the family, share the link, and he got every single book. And that was his best Christmas ever.
Yes, certainly. Without OSSM, I wouldn't have even known about Questbridge. I didn't know about Questbridge my sophomore year. And I didn't know anyone at Southeast that had ever applied to Questbridge. I hadn't heard of over 75% of the scholarships I applied to.
He has been talking about MIT literally since 2nd grade. And that has been high on his list. And then to go through the Questbridge Scholar Program, to go through the Questbridge application process, and to sit there or stand behind him and watch him open up that email and see that name pop up.
For like the opportunities you've given me to like both do, these crazy programs, whether it be like teams and Quiz Bowl, getting to go in with national competitions for free, or at least for like, you guys help with a lot of like costs, making less friction for me instead of like having those financial barriers. And then also just having access to the amazing teaching staff and the courses here. Teachers have gone out of their way. Many teachers here have gone out of their way to help me, whether it be like writing essays for my college application or just answering my weird questions.
Okay, OSSM. If I were to kind of explain OSSM in like a couple words to my colleges, I would say that OSSM is a high school that was packed with many challenges and many barriers to face, but each obstacle that I overcame allowed me to find my potential and unlock my potential.
While you're here, take advantage of the opportunities. Of course, there's so many resources, and so whatever your interest may be, find a way to engage in that and, really go for it, be passionate, be willing to like learn new things and challenge yourself, because that's what this place is all about. And there's so many resources to do that. So don't waste these opportunities, because it's a really good way to set yourself apart, of course. And don't be afraid to sort of chase your dreams. For me, my dream was MIT. I wasn't fully confident in myself, which is a mistake. I should have been more confident, but it worked out. I think if you're confident in yourself and you're willing to try hard and learn new things, you have a good shot. So, dear Kavion, on behalf of the admissions committee, it is my pleasure to offer you admission to the MIT class of 2029.
Congratulations. Duke University is now your university.
You stood out as one of the most talented and promising students in an incredibly competitive applicant pool.
You are joining an exceptionally talented, diverse, and supportive community of students who will comprise the Duke class of 2029.
We think that you and MIT are a great match.